now I do find myself getting better. Feel like I'm having more thoughtful actions, and my yeah, my ELO, like, yeah, like, so I think I just hit 1400 on USF, and then I was, yeah, like around 1350-ish now on Wehr and such. So no, I mean, at least from that side I can see progress. But no, I really don't care about ELO, but more than anything, like, it's, I can definitely find myself playing better, I think.
I mean, that's a pretty
So
significant difference from, I think, when you started, right? Like, I think the
I was
first
like around
games we looked at,
1200.
you were around like 12. Yeah. 12 to 1300 is no joke, dude. Like, I forget what that is in ranks in the game, but I think that takes you from like low gold to like high gold, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, yeah. Gosh, yeah, but and recently I did have like a huge losing streak. Like, I went from like 1350 to like 1250, and I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? And
Damn.
then like, and I climbed back up, but like, yeah, it was. I just got so many of those like spammed messages each match. Like, after each match, like, oh, promote to gold, whatever. And I'm like, it all just blurs together to me. Now I'm like, okay, I have no idea what that means.
Yes, yes, okay. No, I was mistaken. It's low silver to high silver. But anyway, that's besides the point. Still like 150 elo points in I don't know however many weeks it's been. That's pretty good, dude. Off at. So let's take a, which one of these did you want to look at first?
For sure the Wehr one, I think. Feel like that one, yeah, recent one, I definitely felt like finding myself a little like slow with my early gameplay, I guess. So yeah, it'd be good.
Raise the foundations. Infantry company is going here.
Okay. You see my screen? Sorry, I was just checking.
Yeah, I see your screen. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sweet,
No, no.
perfect.
I'm in
God,
it
it's
now.
40 minutes. Okay.
Infantry company.
Yeah, and then, yeah. So no, for sure, speed through it. It's
Give us our orders. Light vehicle ready.
An MG-42 team is ready.
No contact. Moving on. Assemble at the rally point.
There's good.
Pioneers. Awaiting orders. Keep calm, pioneers.
here. I kept them there just because of my MG to bait them in. And then not like it matters.
Okay. So I see what you were doing here. Although you still like when sappers are running into you, you still want to keep your distance from them because otherwise they chew you up so much that when the section showed up, you're like, "Fuck, I have to retreat." Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And now you don't really have anything that can like actively spot for your MG besides maybe the Ketten. But it looks like you're trying to use that for capture, right? Which is fine.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So the sappers, like their effective distance, it's about this. So like as long as you're keeping that much distance between you and them, they're not going to deal too much damage to you. So like if he's just running straight at you, I would back away, but keep your vision on him, and you still want to bait him into the machine gun, right? But you just don't want to take too much damage doing it.
Sure. Okay, makes sense. You know, speaking of the machine gun, so you saw how I have it in that building. I thought there was a way to put him on top of the rooftop, so I kept like right-clicking and dragging to put them on the rooftop, but it didn't work.
Some of the
So is there, like,
buildings are a
another way to
little
do it?
finicky. Just by looking at it, it looks like it wouldn't work because there's these boxes in the way. There are some buildings like this one that you can definitely position on the roof, but my inclination is that it wasn't working because this is like blocking whatever spot you would call that on top of the building. But the way to do it is basically just like right-click drag like on like a 45-degree angle out from the corner of the building. If it doesn't work, then you probably can't position your MG there.
Makes sense. Okay. Woo. Yeah, barely. And here, yeah, I should have seen this coming. Yeah, I should have saw that coming.
That was alright. No, that was fine, dude. You killed his scout. That's a worthwhile trade. Now, a little thing here is like you did take a bunch of damage from the 30 cal, but if you wanted to drag this engagement out, you could always try to get to this building because you get that little speed boost when you're crawling there, right? And then when you're in the building, you break the suppression.
Okay.
Now, you probably didn't want to do it here because you didn't really have anything else around, right?
Was that close enough? Did you think I was close enough?
The mortar, not enough to keep you from taking a bunch of casualties on your grenadier.
Okay.
Okay, like you utilizing your fuel first. That's good.
control of a victory point.
Yeah, no, and one issue I still have across my games is like I end up with, and it's not like I don't notice it. I notice it where I have like a surplus of fuel or whatever, but I'm like my manpower is constantly being drained.
Yeah.
So I just need to manage that better, where I'm taking less casualties or turning off reinforcement, I guess, one way or another.
Yeah, I think the key is like, especially with Vermont, then you're going like a PG build. The manpower investment up front is very expensive, but over a long game, you actually spend a lot less manpower than some of the other factions because these guys don't bleed as badly, right? They have a lot more health, so you don't lose as many models with them. So you do have to play like a little bit conservative with your model count, and that's why also getting healing early on is a good idea, just to keep you from spending the extra resources on those guys.
Is there a bug where like casualty? Is there a bug there?
The enemy is
Sorry, what?
taking territory from us.
Where's
I saw somewhere there's like a bug with like the healing bunkers or something where it's not grabbing on-field casualties or something. Is that true? Have you
I
noticed
saw a Reddit post about that, but honestly, dude, I haven't played that much in the last like week, so I haven't seen anything like that.
that? Okay.
It's
No, all right,
possible that there's something wrong with it, but
I can't notice it. There's just no visual way to really notice.
I think for you, dude, like as you get sort of fortified here, putting your like, especially since you're going a stubble instead of a medical half track, putting a bunker like over here or like even just back here is a pretty good idea because you can hold this area down pretty well. You have the flamer engineered to keep him out of these buildings. And that's going to keep your front line really strong, and it's going to keep you prevent you from bleeding a lot of guys, right? So just something to think about. Oh, that's unfortunate. You lost the gun. All these flamethrowers. Oh, that's cooked. Oh, he didn't chase.
Grenadiers have been mustered for
I love what
battle.
you're doing here, hiding next to the building. That's really good.
Hiding, yeah.
Commandant,
And I'm trying to like play careful because I know there's a machine gun somewhere around there.
Yep.
Commandant, orders complete.
Nice.
Use the door. We go anywhere we want.
That's good. Don't forget your reconnaissance scan. That's really nice for figuring out where they are.
Right.
we do not hold any victory point. We must counterattack.
Oh, nice grenade.
A machine gun has been destroyed.
Oh, cheeky.
Alarm! All victory points.
Dude, your
are
build
under
so
enemy
far is
control.
perfect.
Alarm.
Oh,
Sector
okay, yeah, I was gonna say until you did that grenadier, but you canceled it, so good job.
have the tactical advantage. We must make a stand. Panzer Grenadier Squad.
Okay, so
standing by.
I don't think we've been super active with the mortar. I think it's been
No.
kind of over here a lot. What I like to do is like a lot of people will attack move their mortars onto the field. I'll tell you why that's not a good idea. Because what happens is it'll walk forward until it finds a target, but best case scenario, a lot of the time it's finding a target at max range. And if they backstep, this guy packs up and walks forward and then sets up again, right? That's a lot of downtime. So what you want to do is you just want to bring them up like pretty close to your front line, like not like right up there. Like if this is our front line here, this is actually a good spot that he's in right now. But you were pretty active over here. You want to have your mortar like right here, so that it's like close to the action, so that it can hit everything around here without packing up and then setting up again.
Makes sense, yeah. Yeah, and I'm guilty of that where I just do attack move sometimes. I'm like, I keep forgetting to move it up or whatnot.
God, that
Here-
mortar.
Yeah, so here's where I should have been maybe a little more aggressive pushing on my pack and my stumble probably.
Yeah.
A capture point is
Yeah,
being lost.
your teammate created a very big window for you to walk in, and we have a lot of guys kind of standing around here.
Yeah.
And we could have roasted this dude. Like he was ripe to be cleaned up by you.
Yeah.
So a bit of a missed opportunity there, but it's also kind of like he was kind of playing like a little bit too aggressive, and he kind of threw his 8 rads away. But like basically what we got to do is we got to take our teammates' mistakes and try to make the most of them. Right?
Sure, right.
Yeah, it's, it'd be better if our teammates just wouldn't make those mistakes, but it's like if they're going to commit resources or units and like create space and then lose them as a result, the best thing that we can do is try to take advantage of what they've created, right? So this guy, he definitely overextended. He definitely shouldn't have lost like both of his 8 rads back here. But in that, there was an opportunity for us to push and probably clean up some of these red units that are
Right.
in the back here.
For sure.
HQ shall be receiving medics to heal our wounded. Sector loss.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
Station would have been good there.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so the healing station would have been good. I would say like early on, but based on where you are right now, you're much better off having something on the front line, because this is a place that you can continuously come back to. Whereas like, yeah, medics in base are fine, but that means that now to get any healing, you always have to come all the way back to base. And that's not optimal for things like the pack, right? Because that's like that's like 2.5 minutes, maybe more, of back and forth that the pack has to do just to get some medical supplies. So this is the perfect circumstance for you to put down, like even right here, like something very conservative is still going to give you healing all the way out here. And that's what you want, right?
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we built another grenadier. Why do we do this?
Yeah. Yeah, no idea. I think I saw like I had surplus manpower. I didn't feel like, okay, I don't want another pack. I don't want another PG, but I have all this manpower, so like I'll just make a grenadier.
What do you also have a lot of right now?
Too.
Yeah,
fuel.
You have a lot of fuel, right? So if you put this back in your economy, you've got 400 manpower and 200 fuel, which is a perfect place to be to get a really well-timed tier 4 tank. And now, because of this grenadier, we're setting ourselves back. Not to mention, we're also going to bleed a whole bunch on this grenadier over the course of the game. So this is actually going to cost us a lot.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So try to, like, if you have 0 grenadiers, I can understand rebuilding it. But you've already got one, so I would say like you're not getting any extra value by having this second one here. This guy is also not playing a lot of aggressive light vehicles like motor pool, so having the extra grenadier around for snares, it's not really going to come in handy that often. So this is kind of just like an opportunity cost for us at this point.
Right. Oh yeah, it makes total sense.
Pioneers, the enemy has taken a victory point.
Good use of the stumble. Nice, good cover. Don't forget to repair your buddy. Nice. Looks like oh you are. You're repairing his martyr. Good job.
His martyr.
The enemy has claimed our sector. We have lost the sector.
Nice. Great use of the stumble.
We have 300
Good.
points remaining.
Oh my god, brilliant. Oh yeah.
EZ8 proved no match for our
That got a star there. Oh,
He ran into the mine.
wow, my poor thing by its own mine. I didn't even notice that in the game. So that's what happened to it. Yeah, so here's when this becomes this big slugfest, this back and forth in the middle, and that's where I'm like, what could I have done better?
So up a little bit,
The
get some
enemy has claimed
perspective.
our territory for their own.
Purple guy really doesn't have a lot. Oh, he's got a Churchill coming. Okay.
Yeah,
The enemy has taken our
yeah, we'll have
territory.
multiple of those later.
All right, we gotta get some heals on this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
He's ripe to get decrewed. Good, we got
You know,
the
and I think I
producible.
overdid it. I mean, as you see through the game, like I probably overdid it with building Panthers. I feel like I probably could have built some Panther 4s or from
Territory sector lost.
But so far, your composition is like almost perfect, except for this extra grenadier you've got.
yeah.
Aid.
Enemy points at 300. Confirmed.
Good. Panther's the right call here.
Our AT gun has been destroyed.
Oh, there's that AT gun we were worried
Yeah,
about.
there he goes. Yeah.
We have been granted a Panther tank.
Okay. So yeah, this is a pretty substantial loss for us because this pack, it was vet 2. I think like having this, being able to like park this behind your tanks and have the cloak shot, which is like it's basically guaranteed penetrate. It's guaranteed 200 damage, basically, is really nice. And now that we don't have that, it's hopefully, I mean, this might.
Victory point is under enemy control.
Guy's having a really hard time microing his tanks.
Sector now under enemy control.
That was a rough game for all of us.
Mechanized assault underway.
Nice, good use of mech assault.
Our territory from us.
Oh, and I did watch. Oh, there it goes. I did watch your recent video of how to like mechanize assault. I mean, well, not mechanize assault.
How to play this
That
battle
battle
group?
group?
Yeah.
Yeah, this battle group, and like I didn't hear you talk much about the mechanized assault, about like when to use it or like when to pick that versus the artillery barrage.
Yeah,
ability, so.
I
Yeah.
realized that was an oversight on my part. I didn't talk enough about the battle group tree when I made that video. But that's
Do you mind
that's
like
good
elaborating
feedback.
like which one?
Yeah,
which
so
one, like
I almost
Yeah.
never go for this. The only time I'm going for this is if my opponent is playing like a lot of emplacements. Like if I'm playing against like Aussie battle group and they have like 17 pounder and shit like that, this can be good. But otherwise, or like howitzers, right? If they have like a bunch of howitzers clumped together, this is good. But almost like 90% of the time, I'm going for mech assault. This is way better because
yeah, I like a lot more.
the extra shot on your tanks is really nice, and then the infantry buffs are actually bananas. Like they're so good.
Oh yeah, it's. I feel
What
like
is it?
that.
Yeah, harder to hit and less damage.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I feel like because I've had one game before where I had like a 3 vet, Panzergren and like a 2 vet Stahlstruppen and somewhat infantry, right? And I was going up against like 2 3 vet Rangers,
Yeah.
and with that mech, so it made it pretty even. Or if not, they just won, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice ability, I guess.
Yeah, very strong ability. But yeah, I mean, this was a good time for you to use it. The only thing was when we saw the Vet 3 AT gun, instead of just backing away, we I don't know if maybe it was like pathing or you saw the Churchill and you kind of wanted to get aggressive on it, but losing the P4 is kind of a bummer for us.
Our front line fails. 250 points remain for us. Enemy forces have claimed our territory. Squad leaders are ready to orchestrate mechanized assault. We have lost control of a victory point.
Nice.
Grenadier squad has been destroyed.
Yeah, and I'm covering from behind because a bunch of those Hellcats came.
Yeah.
And the 2 Churchills as well. Got one through the fire thing. Yeah, it was a whole mess.
Okay. Yeah, this is a mess. This is actually very bad because your teammate's about to lose all his stuff. And this guy's playing armored, which means he's probably going to pull... Well, if he's smart, he's going to pull the recovery vehicle and just scoop all this stuff up. I don't know if he does that or not,
yeah.
but... This is a small thing. So here, I don't know if this was your smoke or whose smoke this was, but this is a great smoke. This Churchill is driving away backwards, and he's hitting it with the Jaegers. The only threat to your Panther here is the AT gun. I think like as you push forward, okay, yeah, maybe run into these guards, but like this by itself, you're not super afraid of, especially when you got your armor facing the right direction. I think you could have pushed in here and finished this guy off.
Okay.
Because you're hitting him in the butt, that means you're going to deal 200 damage per shot. So that's 3 hits, maybe 2 if the Jaegers get this next volley off on his rear. The reason why you're not afraid of this is because of the smoke. The smoke, it requires, I mean, you know this from using AT guns, like trying to micro an AT gun to fire through the smoke. One, it takes a lot of like effort because you have to constantly track the target through the smoke. And then secondly, because it's firing a scatter shot, it might not even hit anyways. So as long as you're near this smoke, you're really not too afraid of this because he's got no snares around here, right? AT gun and snare you don't want to fuck with, but this, like this, you can definitely get aggressive with and get the next shot. It actually looks like the Martyr's going to get another.
Anti-tank is ready to serve.
Yeah, that's
Victory point is
Yeah, so
under enemy
yeah,
control.
here I just focused on that.
you kill it, kill the section. That's not bad. That's all right. Here we go with the.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. This is a small thing, but it's very important to be mindful of because of the changes to Rex.
Should I, like press E and destroy those things manually or something?
Yeah, not E. So you actually use Q. So you want to use the
it's a
attack
Qable
move.
thing?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Tank carcasses are attack movable as well.
Okay.
So you can hit those and finish those off.
Squad leaders are ready to orchestrate mechanized assault.
Gosh, I'm out.
Nice. You got the mobile repair stations. That's really nice. Okay, so actually, the one thing I'm going to point out here is when you're looking at your battle group tree selection, generally speaking, you want to have access to the WESP, I think, over the assault package, because when this bad boy comes out, the 17 pounder, you don't really have anything in your default kit to deal with this. You can always side tech and go for nibbles. But like, you know, how often the nibble's actually going to hit it, like it's a bit dicey.
Right.
So the what is this? The WESP is much better because you have the barrage, which has a bit more precision. And you also have the tracking barrage ability, which means like you can hit it pretty precisely as long as it's a stationary target, which these things are. Right, your mortar here is also going to become very important because these things are horrible if you drop smoke on top of them. They become very difficult to micro because they have such a small like firing arc, and then they have to pack up and set up, and the person has to attack ground, right? So as long as like if you identify one of these, you land a smoke on it, and then you push in with like your PGs, the like mech assault push from your Panthers. He's actually not going to deal any damage to you, or he might get like one hit, maybe. But otherwise, like you don't really have to be afraid of this as long as you get the smoke on top of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely be more active with that mortar or like my stumble. And then yeah, usually so it's like 50-50 where I do wait to get the WESP, but like I think in this game I just felt so inclined to rush for the mechanized assault, and that's why I just went through like the cheaper.
Yeah.
Stock trooper which I never use.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
We lost our stumbles.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point. An MG-42 has been
Yeah, I was too focused on stuff on.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
It does look like we're losing track a little bit of what's going on the whole map. This is a good opportunity for you to push in and get some good kills on these easy 8s. And the only thing really threatening that, I think there's a 17 pounder over here somewhere. But again, I think your mortar, we probably just forgot about it because I know you're focused on like the tank engagements. I do this too. Like you have units that like this, that like they provide some great utility in the late game. It's not going to deal a ton of damage anymore because it's just a mortar all these, you know, these
but the
weapon
utility
crews
is
and
still
stuff are
good,
pretty.
right?
But the utility is really, really key here. Yeah,
totally.
yeah. This is ripe to come in and kind of scoop up some of these kills. The other thing is you got your third Panther out. What are we forgetting about right now?
Oh yeah, the officer.
Yeah, this is so important because once your Panthers get vet 2, they get extra rate of fire and accuracy. So like your DPS and then your probability to hit target is going up. And for the Panthers, that's super important.
Yeah.
The faster, dude, once you scale these guys to vet 3, they are absolutely terrifying because they start doing 200 damage per shot. And they have like crazy rate of fire. Like they'll crush every tank in a 1v1, including the Pershing. So speed running the way to vet 3 is the best way to get the most out of your Panthers. The way you're going to do that is with your officer quarters. So remember, when you're getting your tier 4, your tier 3, generally, like officer quarters, you want to come out after your like second or third unit at the latest.
Yeah, right.
Okay, we're coming in now.
Yeah, but yeah, no, like you said, could have been earlier, a little better.
Mechanized assault underway.
Good.
200 points remain. We are
Yeah, here
losing our
I'm
ground.
moving near my tank to cover the other one.
Good. That was perfect. Oh my god, this is perfect. Yeah, good turnaround.
And these games, I always tell my tanks to like only fire
Okay.
at vehicles. Just,
Yeah, that was the right call. Okay, where's the other one? Good, you pulled this guy back. That's perfect. Yeah, I think like you're a little bit hesitant to commit here. This guy went too far. You want to stay with your buddy's tank blob, but you want to be at the front because you're able to take more hits than he is, and you have more armor, right?
Right. Yeah.
This bottleneck that this guy came into really sucks for him because he has to engage you at a range that he's at a disadvantage. Because these guys want to poke away from a bit further away, and the buildings allow you to kind of like maneuver around and not have to engage them at max range, right? You can kind of use the buildings as cover. So him like pushing into you like that, I think with more certainty, you probably could have pushed into this red player. Oh, it looks like you're okay. You guys cleaned up his units anyways, it looks like. But you've got a lot of momentum here, so you can probably keep like leaning forward a little bit.
They are hammering us. The
Like you're gonna do that
enemy is
anyway.
I was
Definitely
waiting
want to
for
kill this.
for Hellcats. Oh yeah.
Panzergrenadiere kills it. Squad leaders are ready to orchestrate mechanized assault.
Yes, I was waiting for those guys as well.
Frontline through. Here's an
Oh my god, this is a slog.
Panzer officers shall take up residence. Headquarters has an officer stationed.
Oh, you got the officer.
See how much
quarters,
fuel
nice.
I have at this point?
Yeah. No, and in 4v4s, this is normal, dude. This is pretty normal.
Territory sector lost. Victory point lost.
Okay, why are we going for a second Stoss here?
Yeah, I just figured like I need better infantry against what they have. So yeah, that was just simple thought there. That's all it was.
Okay, you got, like you said, you got a lot of fuel. What else can we build that's gonna help us deal with the enemy
Yeah, the
infantry in the
Brumbar,
late
right?
game? Yeah, the Brumbar.
for sure.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and I usually go for that before I get my Panthers, but in this game I saw enough armor, so I just completely forgot about the Brumbar. You know.
No, definitely. That's like the. Yeah, I can understand that being your normal build order. You made the correct decision going for the Panthers first because you started to see the heavier tanks from the Allies come out. The Brumbar here is better for you for two reasons. One, it's about the same like cost in terms of manpower. Like it's almost. You're gonna spend some of that fuel, which you want to do, and if you think about what kind of impact this is gonna have on your manpower economy, the Brumbar is better because the upkeep
For
cost,
sure,
the upkeep cost is a little bit more for the Brumbar, but you're not gonna bleed guys on it, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I think like getting a Brumbar up and then using your Pioneer to put like maybe a nice little like forward repair bunker up here, that would be a really nice way to round out your comp a little bit. And then
For sure.
the Brumbar
Yeah.
also, it takes a lot of punishment from the front as well, which kind of forces your opponent to do things that they wouldn't normally do with their armor. Where like he may try to poke away at you at max range against a Stoss, but against a Brumbard, he kind of wants to get a flank, he wants to close the gap, and that's what creates opportunities for you to counterattack with your Panthers, right? You wait till your opponent tries to overextend to get on top of your Brumbard, and then you use that to capitalize, and then basically just drive at him in the other direction.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, definitely miscalled there.
You've got the one Stoss, which I think is a good call, but the second one is probably a bit overkill at this point.
Battery
Yeah.
has been relinquished to
Makes
us.
sense.
Let's see your other teammate has got the Wesps here doing the
Wesps.
work, yeah. Cover.
Mechanized assault underway. Victory point is under enemy control.
Yeah, here I should just commit with my tanks as well. I'll just say,
Oh.
yeah, that was a good grenade. Yeah, all that manpower
The
right there.
enemy has
To
claimed
recuperate.
our
Yeah,
territory for
it's
their
gonna be a
own.
little bit expensive, but that's okay.
And here, I think I destroyed this 17 pounder.
Good. Yep. With that, yeah, kill the AT guns.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
Nice, teammates starting to scoop up this side.
The enemy have
Yeah,
taken
they
our
turned it around
territory.
over there.
Torpedoes are ready for
Yeah, I think this is like the last
assault.
engagement. Here, I was also again very hesitant. Cause I'm like, okay, he has more tanks than me. I always have a Panther, better, but the Pack 40, my Pack 40.
Yeah. You got your buddy's martyrs here.
Victory point lost.
Good, infantry first. Go to the AT gun arc.
One of
Nice.
our mortars has been destroyed. German ETA proves no match for our Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, that's
This is really good teamwork from you guys.
German ETA proves no match for our
There's the big
Panthers.
boy. 4 vehicle kills. Nice.
Mechanized assault underway. Stoßtruppen,
You know,
MIA.
I've noticed now that
Dead.
it's been a few times where I retreat a relatively healthy unit and they get like one shot by a tank. Like not in this case here, but like
yeah.
not in this case here, right? But
25 points left.
like let's say a quarter of health left, and I'm like, okay, like they should survive a little bit, but no, they get wiped out. So I guess I just need to be time that better.
It kind of comes down to what is shooting at them, because you've probably noticed there's some tanks that are better against infantry than others.
Yeah.
So tanks with a high blast radius, like the Easy 8 or like the 76mm Sherman, Pershing, those are all really scary for your infantry. And in general, like, you don't really want to be in open ground or clumped up in yellow cover when they're shooting at you. Because yeah, that's a fast, like if they get a good hit that hits all your models, they can take you from a quarter HP to 0. Think of it this way, right? So tank guns in general, most tank guns do 120 damage. Okay. The splash damage on that is usually between like 40 and 60% of the total. And then the retreat multiplier gives you 25% damage reduction. So if you have a squad that's at a quarter health, but then you go and look at the models and all the models are at like 40 HP each, there's actually a really good chance that they can just die to a tank shot, right? Because the way the math works out, like even with the damage reduction, they'll just take enough damage to finish them off, right?
Right.
That's also why it's a good idea when you're looking at your squad's health to check the health of the models themselves rather than the squad health in total, because it can be a little bit misleading, right?
Yeah.
You could have a squad that's at a quarter HP and it's like you got 3 guys that have no health and 1 guy that's at full. And that squad actually has a much better chance of surviving a retreat like that than a squad that has like 25% on each guy.
On all of them. Yeah. Right. That makes sense. Yeah,
that was good, dude. Overall, your composition was almost perfect. I think like trying not to forget about the mortar in the late game would have helped you a little bit. And then I think like when you recognized some of those opportunities to push in with your Panthers, I think you could have been a little bit more decisive and commit a little bit more and cause your opponents to lose more. Because there were some times where like you're hesitating a little bit, and then you'd have a teammate that would go all in, and then he would kind of just throw away his units kind of needlessly, where again, like what we were talking about before, like trying to take advantage of your teammates overcommitting or making mistakes and creating space, that's an opportunity for you to do more, right?
Right.
Yeah. But overall, dude, your comp was very good. I think the second Stoss was a bit of a mistake. The second Gren, I don't think you needed.
Or third, probably. Yeah.
And then a couple things for like the mid in the early game, like don't forget about frontline medical bunkers, even just for the purpose of healing. If you're going Stummel, you want to definitely have a frontline bunker, especially in a really defensible position like you were in, like in the city side. If you were playing in the middle, like on the wetlands area, I can understand not going for one because you don't really have like a really solid place where you can like be your staging area. But in that city area, you had all those buildings, right? And that made a perfect sort of position for you to anchor from.
Such, right?
Anchor from, and then kind of launch attacks into the city. It would have saved you a lot of time going back and forth for healing. And it would have allowed you to be safer with something like your pack, right?
Right.
But that was good though, dude. This like from a composition and like macro perspective, this game is like night and day from like the first game we looked at. And your micro is really solid. I think just with your Panthers especially, I think you could probably push yourself a little bit more. Yeah, you're going to make some mistakes, but you'll learn things about what you're capable of doing more quickly than being as careful as you are. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know. It makes sense. Like, just kind of, experiment more, I guess, in some ways, and then I'll just learn from what I learn, those experiences.
Yeah. You'll learn more by failing more.
Yeah.
My God, right. I hate this map, dude.
I know. I'm so tired of it. I get it. Like new maps, it's like 50% likelihood that you play on it. But
something like that.
I'm so glad that they finally reverted that.
Okay, so we're up against 1 DAC, 2 DAC. Oh, it's all DAC, isn't it? I think it's all DAC.
Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot recently. Or like 3 DACs and like 1 Wehr.
Yeah. Nice, starting with your Jeep. Love that. Engineer opener we talked about. That's good. Nice. Oh my God, dude, you're a fucking pro. So I don't know if we've talked about this, but shuffling your units so that your scout finishes the capture, you're getting to your veterancy faster with your scout.
Right, yeah, because they're capturing.
Yeah,
it.
I don't know if you did that on purpose or not, but that was fucking sweet.
Yeah, no, I did it on purpose once I figured that out. too late for that.
Rifleman squad deployed.
Here.
Get in the green.
Nice.
Mechanized
Good kill.
upgrade on the way.
Good. We go for the support center or the weapon center.
Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
Nice.
Grenades, TNT, and shots.
Oh my God, you're putting in the work.
Yeah, but oh my gosh, again, this is a little bit better than the other game in terms of
Elite
not
Rangers
as
are standing by.
slugfest, but yeah, it definitely felt like that. And then, yeah, I
Okay.
started to just like use this guy's med.
Yeah, I was gonna say mental note about this because your riflemen, they're gonna take a lot of damage on the approach. So when you force your opponent off, you're gonna end up in situations like this where your rifleman's at like this amount of health. It's
Right,
almost
yeah.
always better to pull back and get healing and then go back and be aggressive again than to play super defensive when you've got like a medical station that's this far
Right.
forward.
Yeah, right.
We've lost a
For sure.
territory sector.
Why are we going for motor pool? Oh my God. Okay, you're doing this. Okay. Okay, right. Okay.
So when I saw at the beginning when I saw like okay 2 DAC, I'm like okay I think I want to rush motor pool to get like 2 of those AT half tracks, but I don't know if that's been good because they're just so fragile, and I don't know.
So the timing on your half track is going to be delayed because you built motor pool. Motor pool is a lot more expensive than your weapon
Than the
support
other one,
center,
yeah.
right? And we talked about this, right? You can build the base half track from here and then upgrade it to the
And
one with the
upgrade it
gun.
with the munitions.
Yeah,
Right.
That's definitely better in this case because look how much munitions you have. You're spending a good chunk of your manpower in the early game and your fuel to get this up to just build the half tracks that you can get from your weapon support center anyways. And honestly, dude, there's like really nothing else in here
nothing
that's
else,
attractive
right,
to you at this on this map especially because to make these units good, the Greyhound and the Chaffee, you need space, and that's like you don't have any space on this map.
Nothing
right?
there. Right.
Victory point is under attack.
I like the MG choice. That's good.
Rifleman ready.
Let's not forget our scout commander. Oh God. Oh yeah. Nice bait.
With the like now that like with Scout Commander for example and the other ones with like that scanning ability, how often do you see opponents like shooting it through the fog of war and
The
everything?
enemy is stealing our munitions.
Almost never, because you need line of sight on it. Or your other option is to try to hit it with indirect. It's pretty hard to kill the Jeep with indirect because you've always got most of the time you'll have this self repair available, and you'd have to get like 2 direct hits in order to actually kill it. So it doesn't happen very often, and honestly, it's pretty wasted opportunity to use something like a Stuka barrage to try to kill the Jeep versus like hitting a blob of infantry. Right.
Yeah.
So most of the time, especially on a map like this, dude, like you could park your Jeep like right here, and you're cooking. Like you can see all of this with your detection.
Yeah,
We're
I
getting
don't-
really unlucky with the
that makes me-
hit.
Enemy movement near our victory point.
Nice.
Victory
Good,
point
get
now
out of
under
there.
control.
Nice, good.
Repair station setting site now. They'll handle vehicle repairs in the area.
Oh.
Yeah.
A little too far forward. This guy just keeps trying to
Yeah, he really wants
scout.
that.
That's a bummer.
Police.
Nice.
Initialize battlefield conversion. Fuel point
Good.
is being seized by the enemy.
Okay. Couple things. So yes, your teammate has this, but DAP is like you're gonna benefit a lot more from having more frontline presence than Designate assault position. I'm pretty confident. Like I really think like a medical station here for you is much better because you're saving your range. Like you could pull your rangers out of sticky situations a lot earlier, and then they have a lot more uptime because they're only going from here to here, right? As opposed to all the way back to base.
Yeah, for sure.
So in general, like I'm using DAP in like 1v1s and 2v2s, but in 4v4s, this is pretty much always better.
Always the one. Okay.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Just because I thought it was okay, because like you said, like of the med 10 it's already there, but yeah, no,
the like for sure. I understand your logic there. I just like because you can't retreat to this, that creates a bit of a bind for you.
Right.
The repair station may be deployed at the front line. Our half-track is
They're
We have command points that need
this
allocated.
might grow on my end, but yeah, they're very, very aggressive for my users, understandably.
Commander, we should
Why are we going mechanized support center here? I'm curious. Is it for the motor pool and the half tracks?
No, that it was. No, that was actually just muscle memory from
Old habits die hard, huh?
Yeah, because like because I only did it because of the 75 upgrade for Shermans.
Right.
No need for that anymore, right?
Right.
But,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That understandable.
Rangers, I always go with the infantry group, or which other one should I go
I
with?
wouldn't say always, but like generally it's better because the captain with the like the on me ability or whatever the hell it's called, you could bail your infantry out of a lot of bad situations, and then a lot of people forget about the bonus veterancy that you get on your infantry from your captain being nearby. And that's really key for something like the Rangers, because you want to get them to Vet 3 as fast as possible. That's where they're really scary, right?
Right.
So yeah, having the captain around to bail them out and then also to give them the extra veterancy is really nice. And then in the late game, oh my god, like the mark target ability that the captain gets, and if you can get Zooks on your Rangers, you can just terminate like anything. Like anything that the Rangers are around with the bazookas, they'll just delete it. Between the mark target and then the speed bonus that you can give them, it's just really hard to get Axis vehicles away from something like that. So it's a really nice synergy. And then of course you have the logistics upgrades, which are really nice when you're paying for like expensive units like Rangers. So I would adjust I would go for like in general, dude, I would probably just do ISC for the most part. You can do this if you're planning on going like, I don't know, playing armor heavy later on, but I feel like honestly for the most part, like ISC is probably better if you're playing this battle group.
Okay.
There are other nice things that you can do, like heavy barrels with the AA half track. The AA variant is pretty nice. Now I tend to use that more with like heavy weapons battle group because I can convert the half tracks back and forth. But yeah, dude, I think most of your issue really comes down to like you spent a shitload of fuel on this. You don't have fuel for like logistics, which is pretty important on your riflemen because they're so damn they bleed a lot. Right. So you're constantly having to pay manpower to reinforce them, and it's affecting like your net. You basically lost some units, and now you're having trouble getting back into the game because you're constantly having to reinforce these guys, right? Right. Yeah. So we're in a bit of a tough position now because I think we lost the MG, we lost the Jeep, and we lost one of the half tracks. The motor pool really isn't doing us any favors because we can just get these from the weapon support center. It's a lot cheaper. And then that's going to allow you to get to your tier 4 more quickly. And then you can get out like, if you're having a lot of trouble with the frontline stuff, you can get out like a bulldozer. And that's really nice.
Right.
For dealing with some of those heavier units like the Guastas and shit. The shit that you don't want to fight head to head really.
One of our sectors is now in enemy hands.
Yeah, I should.
We have infantry standing by, Commander. points that need using.
This.
Hellcat has been completed. Skies are clear. And the target sector's been overrun.
How many BL5s are on the map? Oh my god. Oh my god, there's 4.
Rangers, do you know?
Oh yeah, yeah. No. They do some good dives on, or at least attempted dives on our back line to get to those pieces.
Assault position assigned. Take that location.
Okay. Something we're forgetting about here is our ranger weapon training.
Yeah.
Makes a huge difference here because the flamethrowers are going to slow this
Slows it,
tank
right.
down, and then you can hit it with the bazookas, and then the bazookas also apply a rate of fire debuff. I think. Yeah.
Fire, yeah.
Yeah. So actually, good chance that you can kill this shit with the combination of the flamer and the bazookas together, but maybe not because you've only got 2. Oh, another nice thing,
no.
dude. Another nice thing. Another reason why you want to go weapon support center is you get the bazooka upgrade, the damage upgrade on it. That's really nice for
yeah,
your rangers
right.
later on too. That's another reason why you want to go for that over the motor pool.
I always forget that didn't use this. Yeah.
Defend our victory point. We're losing it. They have taken our victory point. German tank, ready to assign an assault position at your command. After half-track has
We're a
been
little too far
destroyed.
forward here.
Yeah.
So we don't hit a mine on the way out.
Here I'm pinging the green player that this tank we're gonna come not this one.
Killer
But
Hellcat.
the next dive.
Crew dead.
Oh, we lost the Hellcat because he pushed.
Yeah, he pushed all the way.
Nice. Nice. Okay, not bad. Love that. Love the chat encouragement.
Alive. Orders incoming. Rapid. Initializing battle. Don't say we never give you nothing. Supply run complete.
Nice. My god, this guy's way too far up. Ah!
Enemy activity. Your munitions point.
Yeah, and these guys they just kept running up and snaring my tank to death. That's kind of comical, but that's unfortunate.
We're losing a fuel point. Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
Okay, so about ranger weapons. Generally, you're much better off picking a distinct identity for each squad.
Like all Zooks, right?
Yeah.
And one like flamethrower.
Now, one flamethrower is fine, but I see here you split your Zooks. You put 2 on, where is it? You put 2 on this one and 1 on this guy. In general, like, you want to fully load up one squad with Zooks before moving them onto another one. So keep these 2 as your anti-infantry, and then this guy is like your anti-tank one.
Yeah.
I think like. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, so because you mentioned this in one of your videos as well, and I always wanted to ask you like, what happens when like the enemy just focuses all fully down on your Zook only ranger squad and they're gone. Now you have just 2 rangers that can't do anything to vehicles, right? So
Yeah.
So I guess with that, like I always thought, like, well, wouldn't you want to spread the love a little bit? But I mean, I totally get your point, and I've seen the video where like you have like a whole 3-star ranger with all Zooks and they destroy a tiger tank on their own.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
so,
yeah.
but I always get conflicted about you know what I mean? Like again, like oh, if that guy is gone, like that's it. My Rangers are purely anti-infantry at that point.
Yeah, but that is like that's the reality, and this is another reason why having your frontline medical tent is better, because it's like, ah, shit, okay, I have to concede this engagement, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let I'm gonna let my opponent's armor push. I'm gonna make sure that my ranger gets to retreat safely. But as the game progresses, you're loading more and more Zooks onto these guys, right? Until they become really scary, and then it's like your opponent at some point, dude, they're just gonna drive one of their medium tanks into your ranger, and you're gonna two-shot them, right? and that's the stage of the game that we're eventually going for, right? But in the meantime, like conceding a little bit of ground, like this is the magic of 4v4 games, dude. It's like your economic impact is never gonna be that bad, because for the most part, the map's always gonna look like this, right? It's always gonna be split in half for the most part, unless you're getting stomped or vice versa. Right?
Yeah.
So
right.
so letting your Rangers scale into the late game, loading more weapons onto them, if that means you're conceding, engagement for this fucking plus 10 munitions, like so what? Right? In the grand scheme, like it's not a big deal. Right?
Yeah, right.
You want to do that, and you also want to scale the critical mass of your vehicles, right? Like we talked about, I don't know if we talked about Hellcats, but like one Hellcat, not very scary. Two Hellcats, a little bit scary, right? Especially when you got Rangers parked in front of them. They're a lot harder to access, and that allows you to deal with things like if your opponent tries to get in your face with like a Brumbar or something heavier, then your Hellcats can help you chip away at that, right?
Right.
But as the Rangers scale and they get to Vet 3, like the infantry's not going to be able to challenge them anymore. It's going to force your opponent to use vehicles, and that's where like the double Hellcat comes in really nicely.
Right, right.
So,
For sure.
so I get your logic makes sense to me in the sense that like, oh, I don't want to create too many gaps in my comp when my one Ranger's getting forced back. But like, I think what you just have to take that as is like, this guy, when you're not fighting vehicles with him, he should be just standing behind your other Rangers taking absolutely no damage, right?
Right.
Because he's not useful. He's not going to help with this engagement, right? So he should just be back here, taking no damage. And then when your opponent arrives with some vehicles, you hopefully you've got like a captain as well. You freaking captain sprint mark vehicle, and you just run at him, right? Yeah. And your frontline guys, your two like anti-infantry rangers, they're going to do the heavy lifting for the infantry that are in the front line that are actually going to be a threat to these guys, right?
Right, yeah.
And yeah, if these guys get too low, everybody has to go back. And that's why you'll watch, like you'll see probably in like bigger team games, even higher elos, you'll see people with ranger blobs, and they're just like back and forth with the blob the whole time, right? They're just back and forth, because they recognize like, as I load up my units, yeah, okay, I don't want to lose any of them, because that's the worst case scenario. Like losing a squad of rangers with 6 Zooks, you're borderline out of the game at that point, right? That's why you have to be really careful. But if you're able to continue to scale and like get more weapons on your rangers, then eventually it becomes like a pretty unstoppable force. And if backed with armor, like you're in really good shape, right?
Hellcats or Shermans. And
yeah.
Such, yeah. No, and I do end up just building a bunch of Hellcats in this game. It just takes some time. But yeah, no, I think I'll just do that more from now on. Like you said, just have it more specialized per squad, and then just a little more careful with how I do it.
Yeah, man, I take it as far as like if I'm getting all kinds of weapon upgrades. By the way, the bars and the LMGs, I'll usually give them to like my captain, my scouts.
Yeah, I put in my scouts. Or,
yeah. The LMGs are better on the scouts and the captain than they are on the rangers, but it's not bad to have like one of them in the late game because of the accuracy reduction, but the DPS on them isn't great.
Right, yeah. No, I prefer them to be like the close quarters with the Thompsons or the flamethrower.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would say when it comes to flamethrower distribution, I like to do one on each of my anti-infantry squads before I load them up, because it gives them the benefit of the slow, right? This from the weapon training. The slow is really nice because it allows you to close the gap really easily on whatever they're trying to pursue.
Right.
One of the best parts of Mechanized Support Center we've kind of forgotten about, which is this. This you want to get pretty early on because it's going to allow you to salvage all these wrecks back for resources.
For sure.
When you're playing against DAC, it makes a big difference, especially if you can kill like some of the 250s and stuff in the early game. You can use that to catapult it into a big manpower advantage for yourself. Good use of DAP.
Yeah,
LMG
the
is
suppression
cooked.
resistance is like so broken in that way.
Yeah.
You just walk through the MG.
We have command points waiting for use.
Just pull this back. Yeah, Hellcats. The only thing about Hellcats, they're very fragile, so you want to make sure you always have a screen, whether it's your unit or your teammate's unit.
Right.
Like now that this guy's here, it's fine to kind of hover around in the back, but you never want to be doing like a one-for-one engagement with the Hellcat. You'll lose. Ah.
Captured a victory point.
Normally, I'd encourage you to go howitzers, but your team has so much artillery at this point.
yeah.
It's,
I mean, we have enough, like-
it's a little redundant.
Assault position at your command. Munitions point is being attacked.
Cool.
Enemy activity. Your munitions point.
Okay, with the weapon drops. That's the other thing about going DAP is that it takes munitions away from your potential weapon drops.
Yeah, from my weapon drops.
Hellcat is
Oh my god.
Yeah, the artillery is just, I'm telling you, it's just
Bishops. That was a
88 there.
yeah. That was definitely killable though, because you didn't actually take any damage from that first hit.
50 points.
This is good that you picked this.
Yeah, I should more often also like put my rangers on top of the Hellcat or something.
Yeah.
Defend our victory point. We're
Peter? We're missing out on a lot at this point by not having this.
Yeah, no, I completely forgot about it.
Nice.
down.
Nice. Okay, so backed
So
up because
here,
the
I-
88, right?
Yeah, and the idea was like I'm gonna send my rangers in first. Yeah, but I mean, focusing down.
Okay, so so at this point in the game, when you're getting into the super late stage, you need to start thinking about like trade-offs for things. Here, the bigger this tank blob gets, the more difficult it becomes for you to deal with your rangers, right?
Yeah.
With your triple Hellcats here, if you can trade like killing his tank and losing one of your tanks, that's winning for you, because your rangers are going to scale better than all the crap that he can field, right? So as long as you don't have to deal with a death blob of these in the late game, your rangers are going to be roasting him, right? It's the big and the individual targets that the Zook rangers are really good at dealing with, right? So the Hellcats at this point, what I would have done if I were you is like, I probably would have committed to try to kill like some of these medium tanks. Look at all these, they're so low. Creating more space for the Rangers. The 88 is scary, yes, but like, dude, if you just drop this on top of it, it's gone. It's off the map, right?
He's gone. Yeah.
And he has two choices. Either he tries to pick it up with like a truck or something. It looks like he might have, but the truck died. I don't know. Maybe we lose a Hellcat. Maybe we lose two. But if we kill a couple of his P3s and wipe the 88 at the same time, that's a winning trade, right? So this is where like that philosophy of like, you know, unit preservation starts to go out the window a little bit at this stage of the game, because you're pretty close to max population capacity and your focus is on the power that's coming through your Rangers. And so trading out vehicles, especially against DAC, is always a good thing for you.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, so I guess being more willing, it's okay to lose my own unit if I...
Yeah, if you're trading it out for something else, yeah.
Yeah, good trades, yeah.
Why Sherman here?
4A1 Sherman deployed.
Yeah, I just fired. Okay, I have enough AT vehicles of
Yeah.
one tankier guy that can also maybe help with the infantry. That was the idea.
Right. I think Dozer is going to give you a bit more at this point because A, it's better at the anti-infantry, B, it has more health, and C, it has more armor. So it's able to take hits better from enemy tanks. And it has the same identity that we talked about with the Brumbar, right? Remember how I was saying, like, people want to, because it's a big, heavy, slow unit, people want to get around it, they want to kill it. That puts them in compromising positions for the Hellcats to take advantage of, right? The Sherman, it's kind of just like middle of the road, like doesn't really, it's not like a big scary threat, especially on the anti-infantry side. And so it's not going to offer the same kind of threat potential that something like a Bulldozer or a Brumbar does. And that's why going for to round out your composition, Bulldozer here is actually much better.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the same as like the last game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of our munitions points being neutralized.
I like Shermans if you're planning on going for like the 76 mil
Their
upgrade
upgrade.
and then maybe this later
Yeah.
on. But like, oh, that's the other thing. Don't forget this, dude. This is the best part of
the-
Mechanized Support Center by far.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
this on a Bulldozer, it's actually quite difficult for a lot of the Axis vehicles to penetrate from the front, with the exception of like the 88s and the Tigers. But like the P3s, P4s, they'll bounce a lot of shots off the front if you have this.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, M4s if you're gonna go 76 mil upgrade and then get a bunch of them. But in a composition like this, Bulldozer's gonna go a lot further for you. Oh my god. He went way too deep. Oh, it's cooked.
3-star, yeah. That's where I
Oh
got it.
yeah.
Yeah, not too much game.
Rip Vet 3 Hellcat. Nice, dude. Well played. That was good, man. Those games were really good.
Yeah.
Big improvement from like your first games. What did you take from the second one?
From this second game right here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think for sure, like probably biggest one is maybe, yeah, just take trades. Like it's okay if I lose something, so long it's, a good trade-off for me. And maybe specialize the Rangers a bit more, so more bazookas on all of them. Don't forget to get the battle group ability on the Ranger weapons. And then let's see. And yeah, like go to like if I'm going Rangers, probably best to go to the infantry center rather than the mechanized one.
Yeah, yeah. I would definitely get in the habit of, especially if you're like leaning into the half tracks, which generally in team games is just better for US. I would be going for weapon support center.
Right. Okay. And then right, for sure. Yeah, it'll help me with my conserving my fuel, and then from that tier 2 go up to the yeah, the tier 4, right? Tier 5 build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. All right. Well, I would say like any like questions or anything you had that would